Hey, this is Kiki, a soul full of life. I went to Cardiff last weekend to celebrate my birthday, so this video is simply about 2 days in Cardiff. As usual, it was a train journey, Bournemouth to Southern, then on to Cardiff. I'm starting to feel normalized by train travel now because I take the train at least once a week for walk. It kind of feels like a second home at this point. The sun kept popping in and out as we passed different cities on the train. Cardiff is the capital city of Wales, and one thing you'll notice straight away is that all the signboards are written in both English and Welsh, which is pretty cool. My first impression stepping into the city was actually very nostalgic because Cardiff really gives me southern vibes. I lived there for 2 years while doing my masters, so it felt oddly familiar, like a bigger version of Sonton. First up, Black Sheep Coffee for a latte. I've talked about their very peculiar latte menu in my other reels, and I'm guessing they're called Black Sheep because their menu really stands out in the coffee world, like being the black sheep of the family. That's just my theory though, I might be completely wrong. The walk towards the city center continued with those southern vibes. Again, just bigger. One thing I immediately loved about Cardiff was the flag. It's honestly one of the coolest flags I've seen. That dragon is giving full Game of Thrones energy. So the plan for day one was pretty chill. Walk around the city, lunch at a Brazilian meat buffet, check into the hotel, and do a bit of shopping in between. But as a buddy treat, we were going to a candlelight concert in the evening. This was the concert venue, where they performed Coldplay and Imagine Dragons' hit songs in an acoustic instrumental version. After wandering around, we headed to the Brazilian grill restaurant for lunch. The simplest way to describe it is a grill buffet experience. They offer unlimited grilled meat, around 8 different cuts, and they bring these massive meat skewers to your table, slicing as much as you want, and they keep cycling the restaurant with different meats. And in the center, there's a great selection of salads and sauces. It's a Brazilian style grilling with beef, pork, chicken, and lamb. I was way too busy eating, so I didn't manage to take videos as much as I wanted. It was very filling. If you are a meat lover, this place is definitely worth checking out in Cardiff. After lunch, we took the bus to Cardiff Bay for an evening walk before checking into the hotel. The sun finally came out, making the walk really pleasant. It's a wide open space, and I can already imagine how packed it must get in summer.
Scrolling on my phone, mind gets caught, lying to myself. I'm greener grass, dream another life, one that's not so hard. I can get lost down that dangerous road. I am not them.
There are lots of little gift shops and restaurants along the quay, and as always, the souvenirs were super cute, perfect for gifting.
There's a lot that I assume, freedom I get from the work that I do, thoughts that I choose, feelings I
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
had one glass of beer each, enjoyed the sunset, and then headed back to the city center. The city center is dangerous if you are a shopaholic like me. I could easily spend an entire day just wandering around. On the way back to the hotel, I stopped by a gift shop to grab a fridge magnet as usual. Dragons, obviously. This time, we stayed somewhere different. We usually go for a Travelodge or Premier Inn, but this hotel was similar in price and looked really nice in photos, so we went for it. It is an old hotel, like really old, built in 1883. It's called the Angel Hotel, and the first thing that greeted me was this angelic ceiling. I loved the lounge and the twin staircases. Very elegant. We were given a room on the 3rd floor, and there was no elevator service at the time, but it was fine. The hotel is well preserved, but once you stepped into the room, you really feel that vintage old school atmosphere. There was an old black and white photo of a scout group hanging on the wall, which slightly creeped me out at first, but overall, it was a cozy vintage room for the night. Then it was time for the concert. Just like the advert, the whole venue was filled with warm candlelight. Like, there were candles all around the place, flickering, making the whole space feel really warm and intimate. Even though there were no vocals, as a fan of both bands, I could feel all the lyrics through the melodies. The arrangements were peaceful and emotional. They allowed recording during Viva La Vida as the final piece, so I managed to capture a bit of the vibe for you. I think it's a great concert, whether you are a fan or just looking for a nice couple's night out. It was Saturday night, and Cardiff was buzzing when we came out of the church around 9:30 p.m. We had a booking at the Ivy, just a short walk away. We have one in Beaumont, but this one felt extra fancy and sophisticated. The interior was bright, shiny, and full of flowers, like very lavish. Unfortunately, the kitchen was closing in 50 minutes, so we only had cocktails and a few starters.
Wanted to change the world. Today I am
The walk back to the hotel was lively as well. Lots of partygoers and young people enjoying their Saturday night. It was nice seeing that side of Cardiff too.
let go of who you are, become who you might be.
The next morning, our final day, we had time until around 2 p.m. So we decided to explore Cardiff Castle, which was literally next door to our hotel. The weather wasn't on our side. Gloomy and drizzly all day. The castle grounds are quite large. And I heard that Hollywood Vampires, Johnny Depp's band, will be performing here in August. Honestly, the vibe totally matches the band. The castle itself has a strong medieval atmosphere. Thick stone walls, dim corridors, and that quite heavy feeling of history everywhere you walk. And the most famous room is definitely the Arab room. It's everywhere on Instagram. The design was mesmerizing, almost kaleidoscopic. Another room featured medieval wall paintings with faded colors and storytelling scenes that gave a glimpse into life centuries ago. The last room is the like a library lined with shelves of Asian books, dark wood, soft lighting, and a quiet, almost sacred atmosphere.
What a what?
That dragon, to me, it looked more cute than scary, more like a pet than a castle guardian. Just my silly thought. There's another castle on the hill. Actually, this was a man-made hill built by the Normans in the 11th century. The view is striking and dramatic. We couldn't explore everything because it was very wet and slippery outside. Even so, it was already time to catch the train home. Luckily, the return journey was smooth, on time, no cancellations. Alright, that's the end of my Cardiff trip. See you in my next one. Bye bye!